So the problem I'm having is I just wired up this kick-ass inverter. It's going directly into the battery, straight to the battery. But whenever I turn it on, it just kicks the BMS straight off in the battery. So I'm just going to restart the BMS by plugging a solar panel directly in without being regulated. Now that the BMS is kicked back on, just plug it back into my DC charger. So that's plugged back into my DC charger now. I did have it plugged into here just to kick the BMS back on. Nothing's running off the battery right now. Nothing's even connected to it. Fridge, nothing's connected. Except for this. I turn it on and then it just kicks the BMS in the battery and everything turns off. Can you hold this? It's recording. Just hold it on there. I turn it on. See if it shuts it off again. Yep. That's the only cables connected to the entire battery. Okay, so I just got back from Kick-Ass. They wired up the inverter to their own batteries, and the inverter was working fine. So you know, there shouldn't be any dramas with the inverter. You know, no dramas with the inverter. But when it's hooked up to my battery, an itechworld 120 amp hour lithium battery, it's kicking the BMS over and completely switching off, which it shouldn't be doing, because this battery is supposed to have a 150 amp continuous draw rating, so that's well above 1200 watts. It's around 1700 last time I checked. It's around that, so a lot higher than 1200. I shouldn't be doing that, so I contacted forget their name, itechworld, and they want me to send the battery back. Problem with that is it's in Western Australia, so you know, we're in Queensland. You know, it's going to cost a little bit to send that battery back to them. It's going to take weeks to get the battery back, you know, and you just hope that they're actually going to fix the issue, because So I'm about to get this battery tested tomorrow. The battery place asked me to charge it up, so the charge is reading full and it's on 13.9 volts. So I'm going to take it to the battery place in the morning, and yeah, they're going to run, they said it's about a 6-hour test on the battery, and see what it comes up with. So and then after that they're going to write a report, and then after that I'm going to send the battery away to itechworld to hopefully either get it fixed or get a replacement. So the battery has the BMS in it has turned off, so you can see right now, if I try and turn this on, I could push it as many times as I want, it's not coming on because the battery has shut down. It was working, worked maybe 3 times, maybe 2, I can't exactly remember, in this setup, just running the fan. But yeah, the 3rd or 4th time when I came out, which was around a 2-hour test of me, you know, coming out, turning it on, turning it off, and going back inside, maybe 2-3 hour test of doing that. And yeah, the 3rd or 4th time, the BMS kicked the battery off, so that's no good. So at first I thought there was a problem with the battery. I contacted itechworld, and
they said to send the battery back to them, and they'll pretty much just check it out. The only problem with that is they're in Western Australia, so sending it back to them is, I'm on the Sunshine Coast, so that's probably about maybe a week to get to Western Australia, and then maybe a few days for them to test it, however long it takes for them to actually get to testing out the battery, and then probably another week for them to send it back or whatever they're going to do. If they have to replace the battery, if they have to fix the BMS, if there's anything wrong with the battery, I don't really know. I don't know if these two just aren't compatible with each other. I'm pretty sure I have seen reviews on I think it was the Kick-Ass website, of this running off the same battery, so I'm not sure what's going on there. If it was the same battery, or if it's just another battery that has orange on top of it, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I have seen these two working together on other reviews. I'm obviously not having that, so I'm gonna send it back to them, and see if it's faulty. If it is, what they do about it. I did get this battery tested a few days ago, and the results were good. I got it tested from Battery Wise, just my local battery place. It came back 93% capacity, so for almost a 4-year-old battery, that's pretty good. It's only lost maybe 7% capacity, so that's pretty good. The cells, they shouldn't be an issue. I just don't know if the BMS is an issue in it. But yeah, that initial charge from this inverter seems to be flicking the BMS for some reason. So I don't know what's going on, but hopefully itechworld can sort it out and give me an answer to it. And whatever they say, I'm gonna have a follow-up video and tell you guys what's happened. So the little test that I ran this morning was something that the battery place actually picked up on. So what they did to get them working was they hook it up to each other, turn the inverter on, the battery BMS shuts the battery down, don't disconnect anything, and then just jump start the battery, and then after that you turn the inverter on and it was working fine. I ran that experiment here and it worked maybe 3 times over the maybe two hours maybe. I had all this laid out the front, and I ran this little fan that I just got down here off the inverter, and it all ran pretty fine. Didn't have any dramas with running it, except for maybe the 3rd time when I came out here, which was around 2 hours later. Didn't touch any of the wiring or anything, obviously. I came out here, turned the inverter on, and then it kicked the BMS again. So that solution that the battery place came up with only works a few times before the BMS shuts off again. So that's no good. I can't just flick the battery on every time. It trips out. I can't just go into the back. So that's a pain in the ass, not doing that. So yeah, I'll have to see what itechworld says, and yeah, I'll do a follow-up video on that. So yeah, I guess the next video will be probably 3-4 weeks from now when I get this battery back. They have the return thing is, they give you a sheet, you fill it out, you go print it out, fill it out, and you can purchase a return label from their website. So it's going to cost me $35 to send this battery back to them and to come back to me, all up $35. But yeah, hopefully I get a good result out of it. Hopefully the battery is just faulty and they send me a new one, or they just fix this one, and I can get all this working. Otherwise, if neither one of them's faulty and they're just not compatible with each other, well, I'm probably just gonna have to sell the kick-ass inverter because it's useless. It doesn't work with my system, and I'll have to purchase a different inverter, or I'll have to sell the itechworld battery and purchase a different battery. So I'll figure all this out when I find out what's going on, and I'll get back to you.